Exactly a week back, I started my new journey. Last Friday, we were having our first edit meeting, and by evening, this piece of paper where we were preparing the script as how to launch us was the only piece of paper left abundant in this room as we set out for Balasore. Yes, I had plans for YouTube channel. We do have other plans. And my team debated while on the go as whether we should start the YouTube channel then and there, that night. I put my foot down and said a no. Because YouTube has commercial interest. We are journalistic people. We have journalistic pursuits. We are not opportunistic people. And because YouTube has commercial interest, we cannot and we should not capitalize on these heart-wrenching stories of human suffering, as how one tragedy has left behind tales of suffering. We are driven by passion to tell a story, and we do not keep our emotions inside a morgue. They who sit inside the AC room, dictate editorial terms on reporters, want reporters to be slave. Journalism cannot be slave either to fear or greed. A journalist vows only before truth. If you have truth by your side, courage naturally becomes your ally. We have truth by our sides. And finally, to talk about NTT. Well, I'm super excited and I can't wait anymore to talk about NTT. Yes, we do have a name and we do have a plan. NTT are the initials of that name, and the name is very close to my heart, and I'm sure it's a name that would also connect with each and every one. It's simple, it's straight. The editorial policy of NTT will not be decided by me. The editorial policy of NTT will be decided by you the people of India. You are the editor-in-chief of NTT. This chair doesn't belong to me. This chair will always remain empty because this chair belongs to the editor-in-chief and to me, people of this country. They are the real editor-in-chief of NTT. The whole purpose is to connect journalism with people, to empower people, to claim their right once again in journalism, to ensure that journalism stays accountable to people and power is held accountable to people. That's what our objective is. Well, from the first teaser, I'm sure by now they have learned that we do have a tagline, and it's from Bengal to the world. Now you must be wondering, what does that mean, from Bengal to the world? Well, that is there for a purpose, and the purpose is, for long, I personally believe journalism has remained shackled in the corridors of power. And how flawed is the idea? What do you mean by corridors of power? What is power when people have to live in power outage? Which corridor can be called powerful if it doesn't reflect the power of people? For me, corridor of power is the last village of Arunachal Pradesh where people on their own are struggling every day to uphold the interest of India. So let's liberate journalism from Delhi. I don't need a place as long as you are there with me. I don't want your money, I want your trust. People talk about independent journalism, and the same people, when we're approached for collaboration, first thing they ask, Tamal, who is your investor? And I responded that the people of this country, they are my investor. Their trust is the only investment I'm banking on, nothing else. So this is my team. They are the only two people who did not ask me, Tamanna, who are your investors? They didn't even ask how much salary will they get. They just wanted to jump into journalism and do what I personally believe in. So this is my team. Yes, you would grow with time, but my team is possibly the biggest team in this country because I am banking on the people of this country. I never wanted an introduction of this kind. It happened. And all that we did, put our heart and our sweat over there to tell people stories. The response of the country had been overwhelming, and I can never ever thank you enough for that. If I have this little room, that is all what we have. This laptop, that's all we have. A printer and a small editing machine. That's it. But after our videos kind of connected with people, We have received so many phone calls. Somebody said, Tamal, I heard you. You said you don't have a drone camera. I have one lying in my room, lying in my house. I can just send it across. Give me your address. Somebody said, don't worry about camera. I have gimbal. I'll give it to you. Thus I say. Maybe inside this room, it will be just us or one or two more people. But outside this room, my team is the biggest news team of this country, because my editorial policy, as I said, will be decided by you, the people of this country. And I reiterate once again, this chair would remain empty forever. I won't sit here, because you, the people of this country, would forever remain the editor-in-chief of NTT. I was almost about to give out the name. I held it back. So here's the thing. We will now be on YouTube as well. You want it, and we are simply following your diktat, the editor-in-chief's diktat. A dedicated channel for NTT. Watch us, encourage us, give us all the support. That's all we want. Every story on Balasore train tragedy, hereafter, as and when it comes on our YouTube channel, if that gets monetized, if that fetches us any kind of revenue, we will give it to a victim's family. We will never ever take a single penny which comes out after monetizing any video on our NTT platform on YouTube, which directly or indirectly deals with the Balasore train tragedy. I repeat, we are journalists. We are not vultures. Will never become. Thank you. Be with us. It's a new journey for a new India, empowered India that believes in true journalism.